guys, how are you? Mm, Uh, Share Facebook there and post. Okay. How you guys going? Oh my god, that jumped up quick. I can't even see the glare today. It's so bright. Either that or I'm just struggling. It's probably me. Struggling with the light. Anyway, how is everybody? Now, if you're wondering why you can't comment, and it's windy, so I got dust in my eyes. Okay, so if I'm rubbing my eyes, because it's windy and I've been out with the horses, and it's dusty. So, if you're wondering why you can't comment, I've turned on subscribers only. This is to try and stop the nasty bots and trolls and those kind of things. Okay, so all you have to do is subscribe, and then I think 5 minutes later, um, you can comment, something like that. It works. It's really simple. So, hello everybody. How are you? I'm good. How about you? How's your mum doing? I'm good. Mum she has a good days and not so good days, put it that way. She's not great. Okay, so yeah. Yeah. How are your horses? Horses are good. They're very good. They're all fat. They're all aging. 3 of them have got no teeth. No front teeth. Just geriatrics. So all is good. They're happy. Any word on med beds? They're ready. Med beds are ready. Teams they're on call. There's a skeleton crew at the med bed centres, but they're on call. They're ready to go. Okay, they're just waiting for the redemption appointment notifications to be released, and they'll get the call, and away they go. So, yeah, there's not much to say more about the med beds because they totally depend on the redemption appointments. They go hand in hand together. They're not going to come out earlier. They're not going to come out later. They're there. Oh, wrong side. Ugh. This is why I put a hat on, because my hair is uncontrollable. All good. So, it's very blurry. I can't tell because my eyes are blurry from all the dust that's been flying around here the last couple of days. Total silence here. Old friends walk by and don't talk. Yeah, that'll happen more and more as you start shifting into a higher timeline. Yeah. Remember that making judgments on what someone does is not an indication of ascension. Of course. Of course. It's got nothing to do with what one does, everything to do what's within the heart and acting upon what's in the heart. Yeah. Finally caught alive with you. I hope your dogs and horses are well. Horses are perfect. They're fine. The dogs, I'm waiting for them to jump up and start barking. They're quiet at the moment. I'm sure that will change. When are you receiving your new fur baby? It's a bloody good question. You know, I thought it would be so easy for horse agistment places to actually call you back. I have had the worst time trying to find somewhere for her to go. It's insane. The people that call me back are far too expensive for for what I want. And then the rest, they message you like once every 3 days, if that. And it's like, they're either way too far away, they're way too expensive, or they only send a message once every 2 or 3 days. And it's like, oh my God, it's driving me nuts. It's really driving me nuts. I got 3 places I can take her, but trying to get hold of these people is like trying to find a flea on an elephant's butt. It's impossible. I know the universe has something to do with it. I just know it. And I felt it for a while now, for about 3 or 4 days. I just know it's a universe blocking, they're stalling, yeah, I know that. But eventually she'll come. But it's annoying. I haven't even seen her yet. I've owned her for a week and I haven't even seen her. Ugh. When we all ascend to 5D, do we need med beds? Yeah, yeah. Remember, even the higher dimensionals use medbed technology for health. Um, Only when you reach the highest, like fifth density and 12th dimensional consciousness, do you not need medbeds. You don't need technology. Um, but yeah, we'll still need medbeds, just not as often. Okay, just not as often. It might be, when we first get them, it might be once every 10 or 12, 15 years. After, it might be once every 200 years. Okay, so yeah, you'll still need it, just not as often. Praying for your mum. Oh, thank you, Kathy. For the past month now, my disciples of music and music students have completely stopped communicating. Some refused even meeting. Yeah, yeah, this is happening a lot. This is the separation of the timelines. It is a transition. So you will see less of the people you normally see and less people, period. And the ones you do see will just look like walking zombies when the lights are not on and no one is home, but the body is moving. So that's just part of the transition. Have you taken care of your horse's teeth yet? It wasn't his tooth. It wasn't his tooth. He had sinusitis, a sinus infection. A sinus infection. His nose is still very slightly gunky, but he's much better, much better. I saw great comms today. Trump posted on Patreon. Shit it down. Laugh out loud. I'm going to get shot for this, but I don't pay attention to Trump's comms. I'm over comms. I'm over information. I shouldn't be, but I take no notice of any rallies, of any communications, of anything like that now, because where has it got us? Yeah, of course we're all closer to D-Day and all, but they're still homeless. There's still people taking their last breath. There's still people eating out of garbage bins. There's still people sleeping in drains and under bridges. Enough with the comms and just pull the damn trigger, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm not taking any notice of comms. It's just another line to the movie that should have ended a long time ago. I could say a lot more about that, but I don't want to start. I want this to be a good chat, not anything else. So I'll move on from that. Oh dear. Things are tough, treading water it seems, but in the end it'll be amazing. So we stay strong and extremely patient. You make it better. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Yeah. As I always say, just one more day. Just hang in there one more day. Just one more day, you can do it. Just one more day. Be encouraged and strong with you in spirit. Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you. You look great. I can tell you've been working out. Way to go. Yes, I've lost another 2 kilos in a week. I'm I'm pushing it. I am, as they call it, beasting myself now twice a day. Um, I'm doing an hour and a half of burpees, press ups, sit ups, you name it. An hour and a half in the morning, starting at 5 o'clock, and then again starting at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Uh, I'm I'm pushing myself. I set a goal to have a bikini body and lose 30 kilos by bikini weather. By bikini weather, and it's getting warmer now, so I'm pushing, and I'm pushing and pushing. So I'm doing 3 hours of burpees, of tuck jumps, of press ups, of tricep dips, of mountain climbs, you name it. I'm pushing it. Plus, I'm doing 20 minutes of Moloko as well. So it's not easy. It's not easy. But just when you feel like you can't do one more step, or one more press up, or one more sit up, push yourself to do 2 more. And you actually can. You just got to strengthen this. And that's with every part of every life. Just strengthen your mind. Push through the pain, because success is on the other side of the pain. And if you don't push through or outside your comfort zone, if you think you can't do anything, then you've already set yourself up to fail. And you won't be able to achieve it. So, yeah. Have you decided to continue filming your new fur baby's journey despite the negative Nancy's? No, I haven't. I haven't decided anything yet. Are the orbs that surround me galactic related? Possibly, but first thing that comes to my mind is spirit. Yeah, it's the first thing that jumped out at me. Once I have the resources, I really want a horse of my own. I'm so drawn to them. I keep watching Western movies of late. Yeah. There's nothing like a horse. How do you know if you're in the shift 5D? You won't until something happens that says you are in the shift of the 5D. it's just something you just got to keep doing the best you can and keep working at it, and then you'll know. You'll know when something happens. I felt real nervous and anxious one night. Then the eclipse moon was the next day. I feel I'm changing too. Yeah, those energies were pretty intense. The last 72 hours or so. Pretty intense. A lot of people are feeling stuff. I felt it. My mum felt it. I don't know if my brother felt it. But yeah, a lot of people are feeling it. Please talk more about the transition, ascension. How can you understand the changes? It's different for each person. Okay, so it's really hard because every person's going to experience it and is experiencing it differently. So basically, the ascension is those who are ready to move on from 3D, not only this lifetime, but have accumulated all the lifetimes, have learnt all the lessons throughout the many different lifetimes, and all those who have done who've put in the effort, who've put in the work, basically graduating university. Okay, they're the ones that is moving up into the higher levels. And there's a lot of, God, they fly in here. Bloody hell. So everybody will experience that differently, but basically it's going into your heart more, understanding energy, and that we're all spirit and that we never die. So it's not just feeling, but it's the understanding of it as well, because you can't have one without the other. You can't ascend if you don't know anything, because as you ascend into the higher dimensions, there's other beings there, there's higher knowledge. So it goes hand in hand as well. So you need to do the spiritual work and the conscious work, as well as work within your heart space. So stop judging others. No talking negatively about people. seeing the positive in situations rather than seeing the negatives, taking responsibility for your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, and your actions, not blaming someone else. There's a whole bunch of stuff to it, but ultimately, it's those who have done the work in this lifetime and previous lifetimes that's ready to move forward. If it's only this lifetime, then you probably haven't learned enough to move on a physical mind level. So we're talking about you've got your spirit, which needs the incarnations to learn and grow from, so that you can handle a physical life. So your physical mind needs to learn it all, so that you can move on um, to a more technical, higher knowledge lifetime, because the 3D is basic. It's like kindergarten. If you don't graduate kindergarten and make it easy through kindergarten, or pass the tests and the exams and the challenges in kindergarten, then you can't move on to class 1. It's exactly the same. Okay. I got tired of crap a few years ago. Comms, why? Not helping. Yeah, I know. I'm really noticing a split among people too. My own relatives hate me, and several of my friends are leaving abusive relationships. I see it as a good sign of things moving ahead. That is the splitting of the 3D and the 5D. Yes. Have you heard about the 3 days of darkness with the solar flash? I feel like it's a failsafe. Maybe next year. I feel sooner, but it would be all beings elevating dogs, etc. I don't take much notice of the 3 days of darkness. One, because I don't feel it will happen, and two, because everyone will experience it differently. So I really don't take much notice of it. It's a very personal event. So there's really no point talking about it, because everyone will experience it differently. So how I interpret it will be totally different to how you interpret it and how you experience it. So it's a personal event as a collective, but personal in how you feel in it when it happens. Huh? This weekend, I'll be visiting a beautiful area I connected with during my childhood. It's been several years since I visited, and I'm considering moving there when the opportunity arises. Nice. That's what I say. Just end this crap. I agree. I agree. I was so grateful for your timeline shift audio today. I was driving in an area that has hundreds of homeless 24/7, and I saw only about a dozen. Yeah, yeah, that's basically what will happen. Is you'll start seeing less and less, or fewer and fewer people. Yeah. I don't do politics either. Most of it brings down our vibrations. Yeah, because it's 3D. Okay, it's meant to bring down your vibrations because it exists in the lower timeline. Okay, if you're moving up the timeline into a higher timeline, more positive timeline, then you'll stop noticing the politics. Like, you won't be drawn to them. If you're drawn to them and absorb yourself in them and really focus on them, then that is a 3D timeline. Okay, so it's really important where you focus. Remember, where your focus goes, your energy flows. If your focus is on 3D stuff, that's what you're going to experience. That's a timeline you're aligning with. So be careful what you focus on, because you are creating the timeline you prefer. If you want to focus on politics and you find it interesting and you want to expose all that, then you're aligning with that timeline. You're wanting that. Even though you're exposing it, you're wanting it by focusing on it. So you're going to stay where it is. You're not going to move beyond that. Okay, it's just laws of attraction. Okay. Congratulations on your goal. Well, thank you. You look thinner. Thank you. I've lost 9 kilos in 6 weeks, something like that. So, yeah, but it's an effort and a half. It really is. Sore muscles all the time, but feeling good and more comfortable within myself. So it's worth it. Um, I have stepped back from spending time with my kids, just felt too pressured. Does that mean we're on different timelines, different worlds? Not necessarily. That might just mean that you're sick of the crap and you want some peace. It might mean that you're uh, following your desire for peace. That's all. Possibly. Yep, let's get this over with like a cheesy soap opera, as the presidential term turns. Yeah. How can I get a med bed appointment? You can't yet. Okay? You can't. Remember, med beds will be free when they are available, and they're not available until after the redemption appointments. For the humanitarians, they will be able to book their early med bed appointment, but for the public, you have to wait until they are disclosed. You can't put your name down. Um, there's no list. You can't get on a waiting list. You can't get anyone in early. They're not available yet. It's as simple as that. Trust me, I tried when my mum was in hospital. I tried everything. No, you can't. What are your thoughts on Earth having 2 moons starting September 25 to November 25? Earth already has 2 moons, a black moon and a white moon. I'm not too sure what you're referring to. Please contact me. I have info for you, really supportive info. I'm really sure it would help you. Oh, okay. Well, I can't contact you because I don't know how. But if you contact me, I'll put my um, email in the comments. Yeah, if you contact me, then we'll be good because I don't know how to contact you. My granddaughter is having a meltdown. She tried jumping off her deck and said she was ascending. Okay. I started grounding the first day of the major solar eclipse before I actually heard about it happening. Yeah, good. So if I go into the 5D, will my family know what is going on with me? Not if you don't tell them. If you don't tell them, they won't know. Remember, communicate. So many people are afraid to communicate with their family. It's insane. It's like, oh no, I can't talk to my family about this. They'll think I'm crazy. Yeah, they will. And they might disown you. They might move away from you. But eventually they'll know what you're talking about if something happens. They go, oh, I remember them saying something about that. Oh, so that's what happened. Okay, everybody needs to grow a pair, pluck up the courage, and talk to your family. All right, please, please, everyone, talk to your family. Tell them what's going on before it's too late. Okay. Angels channel from a girl named Anne. It's just obvious for those that are open to it, but it sounds like we will all see angels. Well, be very careful with channeled messages. When you channel, okay, when you channel someone, when you channel a being, spirit, angels, ETs, whatever, they can only give you the information that you are prepared to receive. They can't give you information that you're not ready for, okay, because then your brain can't interpret it, and then the message will just come out as words all jumbled in together, okay? So be very careful when you listen to or you go through a channeled message. It has to filter through the brain of the person channeling, okay? And they have to be ready for the information. If they are not on the timeline that the message is meant for, then you're not going to receive the message. It'll all be scrambled, or it won't resonate. Okay. So if you have a channeler that's giving information about government corruption, about child trafficking, about all of that stuff, then the person doing the channeling is on that timeline. Okay. Because they can only give the information what the person channeling is ready for. Okay. So I don't listen to any channelers, none, because the information gets filtered through their brain, through their level of consciousness, through their perspective, for them to be able to interpret the information. Okay. So channeling's fun, but it's not accurate as for the collective, and it may not even be for your timeline or for anything to do with you. It may have everything to do with the actual channeling, the channeled person. Okay, so be very careful with channelers. All right, because I used to do a lot of channeling, and then I learned how it really happens and why the messages are all, this channeler said this, that channeler said that, but it come from the same being. How can it be two different things? Two different bits of information. It's because the people channeling them are on different timelines at different levels of and stages of their own development. Therefore, the information is different because it has to be filtered through their own mind and their own level of consciousness in order to get the message across. Be careful. What needs to happen for the redemption appointments? Nothing is what I'm told. We're ready to go. God knows what the holdup is. People driving cars crazy. I saw 8 car accidents on highway last 72 hours. Yeah, it's probably the moon event. Yeah. One of my dogs is very sweet, and she was lying against my heart, and the feeling was so strong I could hardly bear it. Oh. Would a medbed be able to make my pet snake venomous? Oh, my pet snake non-venomous venomous? No. Why would it? No. So who do we heal if we don't align with helping the sick? Am I missing the point? I think I'm missing what you're saying. You don't heal anyone. Nobody can heal another. If you're a healer, what you're doing is you're assisting the other person or the animal to heal themselves. You can't heal another. Okay, it's not a healer's job to heal another. It's a healer's job to assist another to heal themselves. So if you don't align with helping the sick, what do you align with? And go with that. Not everyone is sent here to heal someone else. Some people are sent here to give information. Some people are sent here or come here to help rebuild a forest after deforestation. Some people are here to wild animal sanctuary. Okay, so if you feel like you're not here to help heal people, then don't. Okay, you're here for other reasons. Just find what excites you and go with that. Okay. I've been working on 3 different humanitarian projects. It's been interesting being autistic and ADHD, trying to learn how to run them. Very excited for the good I can do. Okay, first thing, stop identifying yourself with ADHD and autism. Nothing wrong with you. This is your experience. Okay, don't allow anyone to label you for your experience. Okay, stop identifying with 3D labels that put you into a category that you don't belong with. They're basically saying that you're not like us. That's a good thing. You don't want to be like them. So why use their labels? Get rid of them. You don't want them. You don't need them. Okay? Get rid of them. Once you get rid of them and say, I am completely normal because I am me, this is me, then you watch your life start to unfold in the most beautiful way. But you need to get rid of those labels. Okay? 100%. Get rid of them. Are you not going to keep your new horse with your other 3? Can't wait to see her. No, I'm not. Unfortunately, where my other 3 horses are, they have taken about half the paddock. They've given a quarter of the paddock to Sydney water people because they are beside a river and the weir is there, and they've given it to Sydney water. Then the bottom part of the paddock they took away, God knows why. And then they've taken another large chunk of the paddock away and they've graded all of it. They've torn it all up and it's all just dirt now. So instead of 100 acres, they've got 45, maybe 50 acres for 20 horses and no rain in sight. So she can't go with them. And there's no private yards. So it's been a hell of a job trying to find someone. Very frustrating. So yeah. My kids think their parents are nuts. That's fine. Let them. But still talk to them about what's going on. Even if they think you're nuts, just planting that seed, because one day it'll come true and then they'll know what you're talking about. I would rather that than my kids, which I don't have any, going, what the hell's going on? Okay, and then you have to explain it all. All right, talk to them. I don't know why, but I've had birds and cats coming around more. I'm enjoying it very much, especially the hummingbirds coming right up to me while I'm out in my garden. Me too. Me too. I went with my mum on a walk around the park the other day, and we had the most amazing parrot just come and sit on a branch right in front of us, literally right in front of us. And it just sat there for about 3 minutes just staring at us. And, there was no message. I asked if there was a message. There was no message. It's just, we're here. We're here. And then I got out of the car today when I got back from the horses, and the lady with 2 dogs was sitting on the grass, and one of the dogs just kept yelling at me to come over and talk to her. And the lady said, I've never seen her do that before. I've literally never seen her do that before. And she would not stop yelling like at the top of her lungs until I went over and patted her. It's just, yeah, things are changing. So it's good. Could you explain what you mean when you say that you were born into the secret space program? I have my idea, but I'd like to know if I'm right. So basically, you know how Spirit chooses their family, Spirit chooses the experience, Spirit chooses their parents, all of that. It's pretty much this. It's pretty much the same, but they use DNA to create, um, you know, um, an egg. What, I don't even know what you would call it. They use DNA to create babies, okay, in the laboratory. And then when the fetus is certain couple of weeks old, they implant the fetus into a woman and so forth. There are other ways they can do this also. They can also, and in my case, and this is going to sound really corny and horrible, but they can also interfere with the process of the little swimmers swimming to their desired spot, and they can add an extra swimmer in there that's genetically modified to produce a certain DNA structured person. It's all very technical and I can't say too much. Okay. There's also another way they can do that is when the woman becomes pregnant while the woman is asleep, they take her and then they inject certain DNA, the whole scientific thing about into um, the fetus being created. And then you have hybrid, okay, because it's got that extra DNA. So just like spirit chooses to come in here, into this life, spirit chooses to go and work in the SSP. So my body was genetically modified when I was conceived, and that modification is continuing. And I am part of I don't even know what you call it, a genetic hybrid breeding modification program that starts at your conception. So I was literally, I'm a lab rat. I'm a lab rat. I'm like an experiment that they're experimenting with. It's weird. It's weird. It's really weird. Okay, it's really, really strange. But with the SSP, you're either born into it or you're chosen at a young age. Um, some people, not many, but some people are recruited due to their skills, like builders, engineers, musicians, people like that. They're chosen after they've got their skills and everything, and then they're taken and all of that. But you're mostly born into it or chosen from a young age, like childhood. So, yeah, I'm a lab rat. I'm a laboratory experiment, put it that way. And I know people say, oh, that's bullshit. No, it isn't. I wish it was. I wish it was, but it's not. I've lost 14 pounds, mainly cutting out sugar, small portions, and getting active. Good on you, big cat. You have to call yourself little cat now, not big cat. I keep hearing that there are no physical med beds and that we are our own med bed. There are physical med beds. Of course there are. Okay? Of course there's physical med beds. All right? Don't listen to those people. We are our own med bed, but we're not yet at the density where we can be our own med bed. We've got a bit more ascending to do before we reach that level of healing ability. We've got a lot more ascending to do before we can reach that level of healing. Okay? But yes, there are physical med beds. All right. Since the Chevron ruling a couple of months ago, do you think the military is quietly getting terminal patients into med beds? I don't know. Possibly, but I don't know. If people never heard of the med beds, perhaps they'll be more inclined to do the inner work and start healing using their innate healing abilities. For me, the med beds would be a bonus. Yeah, you'd think so. Is it possible that almost everything you say are so similar to my thoughts, like you are my mind reading it? We must have been, or soon will be soul friends. Just out of curiosity, what would be the first thing you'll do after your medbed treatment and you've adjusted to the new you? I don't know. I'll probably go for a swim. Yeah, I'll probably go for a swim. I like swimming, but yeah, I'll probably go for a swim. I think it's the attraction of the water, because the water is a great electrical conductor for your body's energy. So yeah, I'll probably go for a swim. Yeah. Is the subversive liquid for age regression and healing going to become available as well? No, not anytime soon. It will eventually, but not anytime soon. Let's see. Will humanitarians with healing centre projects be funded, do you know? Because the medbed release, will healing centres even be needed, if only for the shorter term? Well, humanitarians will receive funding. It's up to you if you want to fund a healing centre. Okay, remember, it's not your project that's being funded. You're the one that's being funded, and then you choose what projects to do. Okay, so, and yes, healing centres will be needed. Because remember, a healing center is a space for meditation. It's a space for spiritual education. It's a space for uh, almost like a health resort, like a health spa. You can do yoga, meditate. Just simply walking in the garden is a healing practice. So, yes, healing centers will be very much needed, even with medbeds, because the healing in the healing centers will eventually take over the medbeds. Okay, there'll be very few medbeds in 15 years, very few. Um, Yet there'll be many more healing centers. Okay. I will absolutely dump labels. Realize too how it also enables people to mistreat me because I'm also sharing their vibration of something being wrong with me. Yeah, yeah. Dump labels. Anyone that gives you a label, dump it. You don't need it. Okay. Just able to see your live as a real shot in the arm of confidence and blessings for the RV notification. Oh, good on you, Johnson. Are we ever going to meet? Are we ever going to meet persons from other planets? Only if you're ready. Okay. If you're not ready, then no, because their energy, your mind and your body, if you're not ready and haven't done the work and of high vibration, their energy will trigger every single negative thought, insecurity, lack of confidence, anything like that you have all at once. And a lot of people that have not done the work, when they meet an ET, they end up having a nervous breakdown. A lot of people get suicidal because all their fears, their traumas, everything comes to the surface at once. That's why we don't just have them walking around. And you knowing that, because we have buildings upon buildings upon buildings of people that's gone crazy because they haven't worked on all their fears and triggers and traumas, and now they're suicidal because it's all happened at once. It's too much for the body and brain to deal with all at once. So yeah. What's your thought on Rh negative blood? My son and I share this blood type. Just another blood type. Maybe you've got a bit more of a specific ET race, ET DNA, but just another blood type. I don't see it any different to anyone else. It's just another one that has certain qualities. That's all. I have lost 124 pounds. I am now thin and flabby. I lost a lot of muscle. Will the medbed tighten my skin and help my muscles? Yes. Medbeds will make you perfect in every way. In every way. I feel I'm here doing many things. I'm not here for one purpose. When I go to the Redemption Center, I want to have the ability to do and help in many area. Time has brought clarity for me. Good on you. So some folks are meant to stay in 3D, correct? Yes. Not everybody will go to 5D New Earth. Everybody will be in the transition phase, but not everybody will go to the 5D New Earth. They're simply not ready. They're not ready on a soul level. They're not ready mentally, spiritually. They're just not ready. They haven't done the work. They're not interested in doing the work. They're nowhere near in their heart space. Huh? 15. My mum. They're just not ready. Okay, so even, and I hate to say it, but deeply religious people who stand under and give their life to a savior are not ready, because being in 5D means you're sovereign. It means you take responsibility. It means you make your own decisions. Um, so it's just another part of the 3D timeline that is and eventually will collapse. Okay, so no, not everybody will go to 5D. Most people will stay in the 3D to continue learning, continue evolving, continue going through the challenges. So a lot of people don't like that because they want a better life, but you have to go through the challenges to get to graduate university. You don't go from, grade school and straight away graduate university. You have to go through the process. So yeah. If I'm out of state during the RV announcement, can I have an appointment in that state and not necessarily at my home state? Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, test tube baby. Kinda. Kinda. Yeah. I've decided not to have the 8 people going to medbed. They can wait for 1 month later for appointments. That's right. If you're worried about one of your chosen 8 people um, blabbing and not being able to keep to their NDA, then simply don't nominate them. All right. Will medbeds be involved with in vitro babies? Yes. I had an emergency as a caregiver and missed my paid group readings with you. Got email after scheduled reading from you directing me and others to a link for readings with no date and time. Uh, um, well, click on the link, because the link I sent you was to a Telegram group. Okay, so click on that link and it will be there. All right. If your spirit choose your family, what does it mean when the family doesn't want you? It means you chose that type of family for a reason. Now it's up to you to figure out what that opportunity within that family presents, and then take it. Okay. Something funky going on with the sun shining through the tree to your left while you were talking about your conception. There's always something funky going on with me and around me. Yeah. Restored Republic outed medbeds already, saying many had been installed in vacated Walmarts. So much for NDAs. No, they're not in vacated Walmarts. Okay, they're not just. Yeah. Oh, they very could be, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. If they were, you would see security, a lot of it. You would see cameras everywhere. You would see people, walking around suspiciously, um, guarding it, but looking quite suspicious. They're not just going to be in a building or a warehouse that there's no security. Okay, so Restored Republic is good for some things, but they tend to get the medbed information incorrect based on their sources. Okay, so if I'm one of someone's 8 going to the medbed, do I get to suggest someone too? No. If you are one of the 8 people, then you've been chosen to get early medbed treatment. You don't get to choose others. It's only the people who receive humanitarian funding that get to choose 8 people. Okay. Will we be able to download certain skills and abilities? Yes. Now, this depends on your vibrational frequency. The higher your frequency, the more you can have downloaded, the more things you can change about your body or whatever. If you are not of higher frequency, then you get a general healing only. Okay. If I was thinking of doing an animal sanctuary, a farm that will grow free food for my community, and a housing project for income-restricted people, is that not thinking big enough for my community? You don't have to think big for your community. It's got to come from your heart. Okay? It literally, your projects have to come from your heart. If you're putting a size on them, then that's not coming from your heart. Okay? So if it's coming from your heart, then size doesn't matter. Okay? Can we age regress, go only so far back? Yes. Okay. Now, again, age regression totally depends on your vibrational frequency, and it's not going to be offered to everybody. You need a really high frequency for age regression to even be considered for it. You can go back to 20, 21, 22. You can't go any further back. Your body has to be physically mature. Okay, after you regress. So you can't go back to like 15, 16 when you're still going through puberty. Okay, your body must be fully mature. And how many years you can regress will depend on your vibrational frequency and your level of consciousness. Okay, so your mind as well. Does Rh negative blood have any interaction with medbeds and ascension? No. It's the same as everybody else. I'm a nomad and living in my truck camper. I'm healthy and fasting 84 plus hours a month, 24 hours a week. Feel great. I'm a first wave starseed. Love and light. Okay. Again, drop the labels. Okay. Starseed. We all come from the stars. We all have lifetimes on different planets. We all bring qualities from our other lifetimes. Okay, these labels that we like to place on ourselves, and this is nothing against you, but the labels that spiritual people and other people like to place on ourselves is coming from a place of ego, because they want to identify as someone. They want to identify as important, make them feel good, make them feel more confident, when in fact, you are the multiverse. You are creation itself. What more of a label do you want on that? So forget about labels. It just limits you. Like starseed, why not go for I am creation itself? I am all that is. Why limit yourself to just being a starseed? Okay, so get rid of labels. They don't do you any purpose. They actually hold you back. All right. Restored Republic also readjusted the age regression from 30 to 50 years. Don't listen to that. The immense relief on emotional blackmail for not having the 8 go for the medbeds. I don't have 8. I'm not nominating anyone because I'm not going to put forward anyone and have that responsibility of them not breaking their NDA hovering over my head. So I'm just going to simply walk off into the sunlight with the crazy sun. So, yeah, I don't want that responsibility. So, yeah. For whatever reason, I developed a fear of water later on in life and figured maybe be from a past life drowning. Can medbeds help with this phobia? I had this when I was 13. I was on the national swimming squad when I was 13, and I was really good. I'm still unbeaten in 100-meter butterfly and breaststroke to this day, because I went to dive in at training one day, and I took one look in the water and had this massive panic attack. And it takes a lot for me. I can swim, but I have to be able to touch the bottom and absolutely not put my head underwater under any circumstances. I just go into this massive panic. So that is one thing I'm looking forward to overcoming. But no, the medbeds will not do that for you. It's there for a reason. It's there for you to confront and work through. So come jump in my pool and we'll work through it together. So, yes. With age regression for women that are past menopause, can we choose to remain infertile? Yes. Do you see me doing a medbed facility and animal healing chambers? Also, if we do not go to New Earth now, do we have to wait longer for RV notifications? Do you see yourself doing medbed and animal healing chamber centers? That's more important. Doesn't matter what I see. What do you see? What do you feel? Um, if we do not go to the New Earth now, do we have to wait longer for RV notifications? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know. All right, let's see. In families with generations of incest and inbreeding, how far back will the healing go? Will they become normal, or does the healing only go back as far as their individual birth DNA? The healing will restore their DNA to its original before it was meddled with by naughty people, by naughty family members. It'll be perfect, okay? Remember, the med beds will make you perfect. Perfect. Perfect means perfect. You are indeed the go-to gal for medbed info. I also notice how gracefully you correct others' muck-ups. Well, one thing I don't like is misinformation, because people just send all this medbed information to me and say, "Is this true?" Most of the time, they've got it from me, or they've got it from someone who's got it from someone who's got it from someone who's got it from me. So it comes back to me, and of course, Chinese whispers, it changes a little bit along the way. From each person to each person, it changes a little bit. So the majority of it's true, but then I've got to correct it because it's changed as it's gone down through the channels. So, yeah, it's quite funny, actually. The light behind you, you look like a spaceship in the center of the light. It's really cool, isn't it? It's nice doing videos at this time of day because the sun is there and it's a beautiful blue sky, and the trees, the leaves are moving with the breeze, and it's got this whole, it kind of looks like a rhythm, like a spaceship pulsating light. It's pretty cool. Let's see. I'm going to have to go in a minute. Uh, let's see. A friend has a child with 2 DNA missing and resultant autism. Will medbeds fix this? Medbeds will make you perfect. Perfect means perfect. Perfect means perfect. Okay? Perfect means perfect. In every way. Please, people, medbeds, stop asking medbed questions. Will medbeds make or heal this? Yes. If it's physical, the answer is yes. Perfect. Perfect. Okay? Please. Any significance in having green eyes? Also, any significance in having an M on both palms of your hands, or is this nonsense? If you got green eyes, you got nice eyes. They're green. It's just a color. They're green. The M on the palms of your hands, I'm not into palmistry. I got M's on both my Yeah, on both my hands. I don't follow palmistry. I don't feel it has any significance. It's just the way your hands are. Palmistry people will completely disagree because it's their thing. But for me, it means nothing. It just means you got lines on your hands um, where the skin folds. that's, that's it for me. Uh, can I get a med bed for my cats if I don't have a project? Just funds. I am old and I can't do a project yet, but possibly later. Uh, if you don't receive humanitarian funds, then yes, but you'll have to wait for the public. Okay. Why can't you just answer the question, please? Well, first you have to post it. Is it good playing God? Just wondering, and it's a concern I've been having. Not too sure what you mean. Is it good playing God? You'll have to elaborate. Okay, this has turned into medbeds again. Oh dear. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Okay. I know so many people have medbed questions, but the information is all there. Just go back through my channel and have a look at medbeds part 1 and medbeds part 2. It's all there. Okay? Every question you have is basically, will medbeds heal this? Will medbeds heal that? The answer is yes. All right? Now, when will medbeds be available? After the redemption appointments. When are the redemption appointments? We don't know. That's what we're waiting for. Um, There'll never be a fee or any money exchange with MedBed Healing. Even transportation costs and accommodation costs and all of that all be free. Okay, all free. Yes, you can replace your teeth. You can grow new teeth. Yes, the MedBeds will take out any plates or fillings or implants you have. MedBeds will make you physically perfect in every single way. They'll restore your DNA perfection to its original, okay, before anyone tampered with it, okay? Please remember that. You don't need to ask, will medbeds heal this? The answer is yes, and it will always be yes. If you have any more questions, please, please, please go back and watch Medbeds Part 1 and Medbeds Part 2, okay? It's really, really simple. And who knows, you might even figure something else out that you didn't know before. All right, all the information's there. Do some research. Okay, really do some research. Okay, so that's it from me. All right, take care, everyone. Bye. Figure out how to turn this thing on. Where's my mouse? Uh oh. Oh, there you are. I found it.